I would be showing you footage of this, guys. I really would, because at least when you have footage, you have verification that what you're talking about has actually happened. But the trouble is, I've noticed that even in the last few seconds, the FA are taking down videos that contain the footage of this player collapsing, because obviously they own the copyright. Now normally, people are quite happy for you to use their footage as long as they can claim the copyright and take any residual money from your video, but sometimes people just come along and say, no, you can't use the video, I want your video taken down, and you'll get a punishment through YouTube for that. So there's no point in me putting the footage up, is what I'm saying. What's happened is the Luton captain, Tom Lockyer, has collapsed on the pitch during a match between Luton and Bournemouth. Now, those of you who follow my channel will know that I really don't do football videos that often, if at all, because I'm not really a football person. But I do have to say, this is like the third or fourth time I'm covering players collapsing on my channel in the last, 2 to 3 years, if not less than that short time span. Had Tom Lockyer, Christian Eriksen, of course, famously, John Fleck, players just collapsing, seemingly out of nowhere, just running down a pitch, and suddenly, literally, almost as if you'll pardon the comparison, almost like they've just been unplugged and they just collapse. And it's scary to see. Now, apparently with Tom Lockyer, it's not the first time it's happened. It happened to him earlier this year in May. He had been suffering something to do with injuries that are related to kind of head injuries. He'd had surgery or treatment, was told he was fit to play, but clearly this isn't the case. However, as with all these things, immediately online you get people saying, well, he obviously had a certain injection that some people had during a certain period of prolonged illness that we all went through, and that's what has caused this. You know what I'm saying, right? I have to be careful what I say because of YouTube's medical and misinformation rules. And I wish people would stop jumping to these conclusions, just saying, well, that's why it's happened. They write these saying, well, I never had that certain injection, and I'm absolutely fine, but obviously this person did, and that's why they've suffered that. Because it could be a lot of other reasons. I'm not a professional football player. I don't know what they put these guys through. But I do know if you watch documentaries like that very moving one about Aaron Hernandez, the American footballer, you see the kind of stuff they put them through in American football, and you do not question once you've watched that documentary as to why these players sometimes collapse and have real problems mentally because of what they put in these guys' bodies as they train them. So I don't know what they do professional football here, but if it's in any way similar, that could be one of the root causes of this kind of thing happening, rather than a certain injection, if you get what I'm saying. But also, again, the internet, why are you so lacking in sense? Give it time. He's got friends, he's of course got family who'll be very worried about him. Now is not the time to come out and say, well, I know why it happened, because he took something that I didn't. And that's why these people do this. Because, of course, you do think to yourself, well, if what these people are saying was true, then literally millions of people would be collapsing every day, and it would be completely impossible to miss. But of course, I appreciate those people will also say, well, that is happening, that information is just being hidden from you, blah, 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 etc., etc. Anyway, let's hope he's okay. I gather he is responsive, but it's very scary to see it once again.